Another interesting story you mentioned off air, which I think is worth sharing on the episode, was a threat actor being in an environment for 5 years before being detected or checkpoint picked it up. Do you want to go through that in more detail?
Yeah, sure. That was in 2019. It was an interesting case where our incident response team got engaged by a government agency in Asia to assist with an attack. And while we were going through the logs and trying to understand what's going on with this government agency, we noticed there was a completely separate attack happening from that environment. And so whilst we had our hands full here, we reached out to our Israeli researchers, the malware researchers, and asked them to take a look at this completely separate attack that was happening. And what we found was really interesting, actually. This threat actor had been in stealth mode for about 5 years. No security researchers had talked about them.
5 years.
5 years, right? Previous to that, the last time anyone had ever mentioned this was Kaspersky. And that was 5 years earlier. So 5 years stealth mode. And what we were able to do is not only identify who this threat actor was, we were able to then map out their entire infrastructure. So we've published all of this stuff. And what we found is that they'd already compromised government agencies in various parts of Asia, including Philippines, Myanmar, Singapore, as well as Thailand, Laos. And it was only when they were attacking an Australian state government here that we actually found them. And like I said, we mapped out the entire infrastructure. I've actually been following them. I'd followed them for a while anyway, and I noticed that they actually started focusing on India and Turkey, which was quite interesting as well. What other thing that we found quite interesting is they had compromised a server within one of the government agencies in Asia and used it as a backup command and control server in their malware. So that was quite interesting.
Jeez.